Love, trust, and emotional maturity. How to build a relationship that actually lasts. Introduction. What does it really mean to love someone? Have you ever wondered why do people can love each other deeply and still end up hurting each other? Why can two people who once couldn't imagine living without each other eventually become strangers? Why do some relationships survive difficult seasons while others collapse over problems that could have been solved? And perhaps the most important question of all, what does it actually take to build a relationship that lasts? Because falling in love is easy. You meet someone, you talk, you laugh, you discover things about each other, you begin thinking about them constantly, you become excited when their name appears on your phone. You start imagining a future together. Everything feels beautiful. But then real life begins. Bills arrive, work becomes stressful, family gets involved. One person changes, the other person grows. Expectations become different. Communication becomes difficult. Someone feels neglected. Someone feels misunderstood. Someone begins keeping things inside. And slowly, the relationship that once felt effortless begins requiring something more. It requires maturity. It requires patience. It requires honesty. It requires trust. And most importantly, it requires two people who are willing to grow. Welcome to this conversation about love, trust, emotional maturity, communication, boundaries, conflict, forgiveness, compatibility, and building relationships that actually last. Today, we are not going to talk about perfect relationships, because perfect relationships do not exist. We are going to talk about healthy relationships. Relationships where two imperfect people learn how to love each other better. And I want you to listen carefully, because somewhere in this conversation, you may recognize yourself. You may recognize your partner. You may recognize a relationship from your past. Or perhaps you may discover something about yourself that you never noticed before. So before we begin, ask yourself one question. Am I simply looking for someone to love me? Or am I becoming someone who knows how to love properly? That question can change everything. Part 1. Love is more than a feeling. Let's begin with something we often misunderstand. Love is a feeling, but a relationship is a responsibility. You can feel deeply for someone and still treat them badly. You can miss someone and still be emotionally unavailable. You can be attracted to someone and still be incompatible with them. You can love someone and still not know how to communicate with them. This is why love alone is not enough. Imagine two people. Let's call them Daniel and Grace. Daniel loves Grace. He tells her constantly, "You're the woman of my dreams. I can't live without you. I love you more than anything." But whenever Grace expresses a concern, Daniel becomes defensive. Whenever she tells him that something hurt her, he says she's being too sensitive. Whenever they disagree, he stops talking to her. Whenever he makes a mistake, he blames her reaction. Daniel may genuinely love Grace, but he hasn't learned how to love her well. And that distinction matters, because love is not only about what you feel inside. Love is also expressed through behavior. How do you speak to someone when you're angry? How do you treat them when you're disappointed? How do you behave when they are vulnerable? How do you respond when they tell you that you hurt them? How do you behave when nobody is watching? That is where love becomes real. Anyone can say, "I love you," but consistent respect is harder. Patience is harder. Accountability is harder. Honesty is harder. Keeping your promises is harder. Choosing kindness when you're angry is harder. And that is why mature love is not simply about strong emotions. It is about consistent actions. Love versus attachment. Sometimes we think we love someone when what we actually fear is losing them. There is a difference. Love says, "I want you to be happy, even when I have to grow to make this relationship healthier." Attachment sometimes says, "I need you because I don't know who I am without you." Love creates freedom, and healthy attachment creates fear. Love allows two people to remain individuals. And healthy attachment says, "If you love me, you must do everything my way." That is not love. That's control. And control can disguise itself as concern. Why didn't you call me? Who were you talking to? Why did you like that person's picture? Why are you wearing that? Why do you need friends? Why can't you go without me? A healthy relationship doesn't require surveillance. It requires trust. And trust cannot grow where control dominates. Part TW, emotional maturity. The foundation of healthy levels. Talk about something that is rarely discussed enough: emotional maturity. Why? You can be 30 years old and still react emotionally like a teenager. You can be married for 20 years and still not know how to have a healthy disagreement. Age does not automatically create emotional maturity. Experience doesn't automatically create it either. Emotional maturity comes from learning how to understand yourself, regulate your emotions, communicate honestly, and take responsibility for your behavior. An emotionally mature person can say, "I am angry, but I don't want to hurt you. I don't understand your perspective yet, but I want to. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I need some time to calm down. But I will come back and continue this conversation." Imagine how different relationships would be if more people could say those sentences. Instead, many people say, "You always do this. You never listen. You're crazy. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Maybe we should break up." Those statements don't solve problems. They create wounds. You are responsible for how you express your emotions. You are allowed to be angry. You are allowed to be disappointed. You are allowed to feel jealous. You are allowed to feel hurt. But your feelings do not give you permission to abuse another person. There is an important distinction. Your emotion is valid. Your behavior is still your responsibility. You can be angry without insulting. You can be hurt without manipulating. You can be disappointed without humiliating. You can disagree without becoming disrespectful. This is emotional maturity. And if you're in a relationship, ask yourself, how safe is my partner when I am angry? Can they tell you the truth? Can they disagree with you? Can they make a mistake without fearing your reaction? Can they express their feelings without being mocked? Because emotional safety is one of the most important forms of intimacy. Part 3, communication. Say what you mean. One of the biggest problems in relationships is that people expect their partners to read their minds. Someone becomes quiet. Their partner asks, "What's wrong?" "Nothing. But everything is wrong." Then, the silent person becomes angry because their partner didn't figure it out. Let's be honest. Your partner may love you deeply and still not know what you're thinking. You have to communicate. Instead of, "You don't care about me," try, "I have been feeling neglected lately, and I need more quality time with you." Instead of, "You never support me," try, "I need more encouragement from you when I'm going through difficult situations." Instead of, "You've changed," try, "I feel like we've become emotionally distant, and I miss how connected we used to be." Notice the difference. One approach attacks the person. The other communicates the problem. That difference can save relationships. Listening is also communication. Common isn't only speaking. It is listening. And not listening just to prepare your defense. Real listening means trying to understand. Sometimes your partner isn't asking you to solve the problem. They simply want to feel heard. They want to know, "My feelings matter to you. I am safe enough to tell you the truth. You don't have to agree with me to understand me." Imagine your partner tells you, "I've been feeling lonely." The immature response is, "How can you be lonely? I'm always here." The mature response is, "I'm sorry you've been feeling that way. Tell me what has been making you feel lonely." One response starts an argument. The other starts a conversation. Part for trust. The invisible foundation. Trust is one of the most valuable things that people can build, and one of the easiest things to destroy. Trust isn't created by saying, "Trust me." Trust is created by repeatedly giving someone reasons to trust you. You keep your promises. You tell the truth. You don't hide important things. You don't intentionally create insecurity. You don't flirt with people just to make your partner jealous. You don't use private information against them during arguments. You don't make promises you have no intention of keeping. Trust is built through consistency. Think about a bank account. Every honest action is a deposit. Every kept promise is a deposit. Every moment of transparency is a deposit. Every betrayal is a withdrawal. One small mistake may not destroy everything, but repeated withdrawals eventually empty the account. And once trust is gone, even innocent actions can look suspicious. That is why protecting trust is so important. Part 5, Betrayal and Rebuilding Trust. Let's talk about one of the most painful subjects in relationships: betrayal, infidelity, lies, hidden conversations, emotional affairs, financial deception, broken promises. When someone discovers that the person they trusted has betrayed them, The pain isn't only about what happened. It is also about what they thought they knew. They begin questioning everything. Was any of it real? How long did this happen? What else don't I know? Why wasn't I enough? And sometimes the betrayed person begins blaming themselves. But someone's decision to betray you is not automatically proof that you were inadequate. People make choices, and they are responsible for those choices. Now, can trust be rebuilt after betrayal? Sometimes. But rebuilding trust requires more than saying, "I'm sorry." It requires accountability, transparency, consistency, patience, and changed behavior. The person who caused the damage cannot demand, "Why don't you trust me yet?" They need to understand that trust takes time to rebuild. If you broke the bridge, you cannot demand that the other person cross it immediately. You have to help rebuild it. Part 6 of Boundaries. Love without losing yourself. Healthy love does not require you to lose yourself. You can love someone deeply and still have boundaries. You can say, "I don't accept being insulted. I need personal time. I am not comfortable with that behavior. I need us to discuss financial decisions together. I won't continue a conversation while we're shouting at each other." Boundaries are not threats. They are statements about what you will and will not accept. And boundaries protect relationships because they create clarity. Without boundaries, resentment grows. You keep saying yes when you mean no. You keep accepting behavior that hurts you. You keep pretending everything is okay. Eventually, you become exhausted. And then you explode. Healthy boundaries prevent that explosion. Part 7. Conflict. How healthy couples disagree. Let me tell you something important. A relationship without conflict does not necessarily mean a healthy relationship. Sometimes it means someone is afraid to speak. Every relationship will have disagreements. The question isn't, do we fight? The question is, how do we fight? Healthy couples understand that the goal is not to destroy each other. The goal is to solve the problem. Never use someone's deepest insecurity as a weapon. Never reveal private information to embarrass them. Don't threaten divorce every time you're angry. Don't bring 10 unrelated problems into one argument. Stay focused. If the problem is money, discuss money. If the problem is communication, discuss communication. If emotions become overwhelming, take a break. But don't disappear for days as punishment. Say, "I'm too angry to have this conversation properly right now. I need some time to calm down. Let's continue later." That is very different from, "I'm done with you." Healthy conflict ends with repair. Part 8. Learning how to apologize. An apology is not, "I'm sorry you feel that way." That's often a disguised way of avoiding responsibility. A real apology sounds like, "I'm sorry for what I said. I understand that it hurt you. I shouldn't have spoken to you that way. I take responsibility. Here is what I will do differently next time." And then comes the most important part, change. Because an apology without change becomes a routine. If someone repeatedly hurts you, apologizes, and repeats the behavior, the apology has lost its meaning. Real accountability produces different behavior. Part 9. Chemistry versus compatibility. Let's discuss something that causes many people to stay in unhealthy relationships. Chemistry. Chemistry can be powerful. You can feel an incredible attraction towards someone. You can think about them all day. You can have amazing conversations. You can feel butterflies. But chemistry doesn't automatically mean compatibility. Compatibility asks different questions. Do you share similar values? Do you agree on major life goals? Can you communicate? Do you respect each other? How do you handle money? How do you approach family? Do you want children? How do you handle conflict? What does commitment mean to each of you? Because sometimes the person who gives you the strongest feelings is not the person who gives you the healthiest future. Butterflies are beautiful, but you cannot build an entire life on butterflies. Part 10. Red flags and green flags. Let's talk about some signs. A red flag is not simply someone making one mistake. We are all imperfect. A red flag is often a repeated pattern of unhealthy behavior. Constant lying, controlling behavior, repeated disrespect. Manipulation. Extreme jealousy, refusal to accept responsibility. Threats. Repeated betrayal, emotional or physical abuse. These should never be romanticized. Now let's talk about green flags. Consistency. Respect. Honesty. Accountability. Emotional availability. Healthy communication. Support. Reliability. A willingness to apologize. A willingness to grow. One of the biggest green flags is simple. You feel emotionally safe being yourself. You don't constantly feel like you're walking on eggshells. You don't have to perform. You don't have to pretend. You can speak. You can laugh. You can disagree. You can make mistakes. And you know that disagreement does not automatically mean abandonment. Part 11. When love becomes one-sided. There is a painful reality that many people eventually discover. You cannot build a healthy relationship alone. You can communicate. You can forgive. You can compromise. You can become more patient. You can attend counseling. You can read books. You can change your behavior. But if the other person refuses to participate, you eventually become exhausted. A relationship requires two people. One person cannot carry the emotional weight of two people forever. If you're always the one initiating conversations, always apologizing, always planning, always compromising, always forgiving, always trying to repair, you may need to ask yourself, is this a relationship? Or am I carrying a relationship by myself? Love should involve effort from both sides, not necessarily equal effort every single day. There will be seasons when one person needs more support, but over time, there should be reciprocity. Part 12. Money and relationships. Money can create serious tension in relationships, and sometimes, couples avoid discussing it because they believe talking about money isn't romantic. But money affects almost everything. Where you live. How you travel. How you raise children. What you can afford. What you save. What you invest. What you owe. Couples don't necessarily need identical financial habits, but they need financial honesty. Talk about debt. Talk about income. Talk about spending. Talk about saving. Talk about financial goals. And don't allow shame to prevent important conversations. Financial compatibility doesn't mean both people earn the same amount. It means both people can work together responsibly. Part 13. Family pressure and outside influence. Somebody's relationships don't fail because the couple doesn't love each other. They fail because too many outside voices become involved. Parents, friends, siblings, colleagues, society. Everyone has an opinion. When are you getting married? Why haven't you had children? Your partner should be doing this. Your husband should earn more. Your wife should behave differently. Advice can be valuable, but ultimately, the two people living the relationship must take responsibility for their decisions. Marriage is too important to be built entirely around other people's expectations. Listen to advice, consider it, but make your decisions carefully, because other people may attend your wedding, but you are the one who has to live the marriage. Part 14. And don't stop dating your partner. One of the saddest things that happens in long-term relationships is that people stop courting each other. At the beginning, they dress up. They plan dates. They send sweet messages. They ask questions. They listen. They make time. Then years later, where's my phone? Did you pay the bill? What are we eating? Pick up the children. The relationship becomes administration. Life becomes logistics. But romance needs attention. You don't always need expensive vacations. Sometimes it is sitting together after the children sleep. Sometimes it is cooking together. Sometimes it is a simple walk. Sometimes it is sending a message during the day. I was thinking about you. Small acts matter. Don't wait until your relationship is in trouble before you start paying attention to it. Part 15. When you feel like you've lost the connection. Some of these two people are still together, but emotionally disconnected. They share a house. They share responsibilities. They may even sleep in the same room, but they don't really talk. They don't laugh. They don't share dreams. They don't ask each other meaningful questions. If that sounds familiar, don't immediately assume the relationship is finished. Sometimes connection can be rebuilt. Start small. Ask, how are you really doing? What has been stressing you lately? What do you need from me? What have I been doing that makes you feel loved? What have I been doing that makes you feel distant from me? And listen, not defensively, not competitively. Listen. Sometimes the relationship doesn't need a dramatic rescue. Sometimes it needs two people to start talking again. Part 16. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting everything. Forgiveness is powerful, but forgiveness doesn't mean pretending something never happened. It doesn't mean removing every boundary. It doesn't mean trusting someone immediately. It doesn't mean staying in an unsafe relationship. Forgiveness can mean, I choose not to allow this pain to control the rest of my life. Sometimes forgiveness leads to reconciliation. Sometimes forgiveness leads to separation. Sometimes forgiveness is simply choosing peace. And remember, you can forgive someone and still decide that you cannot continue the relationship. Forgiveness is about releasing bitterness. Trust is about earned behavior. They are not the same thing. Part 17. Know when to fight for the relationship. Not every difficult season means you should leave. Sometimes people leave relationships when what they actually need is a difficult conversation. Every long-term relationship will experience seasons. There may be financial pressure, career changes, illness, family problems, parenting challenges, distance, stress, loss. During those moments, love can feel different. The question is, are we facing the problem together? If both people are willing to work, there may be something worth protecting. But if there is repeated abuse, manipulation, betrayal, or complete refusal to change, the situation is different. Fighting for love should never mean fighting to convince someone to stop hurting you. Part 18. The person you bring into the relationship matters. Before asking, why isn't my partner making me happy? Ask, what am I bringing into this relationship? Are you emotionally available? Are you honest? Can you apologize? Can you communicate? Do you know your triggers? Do you know your insecurities? Do you understand your attachment patterns? Do you know what you need? Do you know what you cannot tolerate? Self-awareness is incredibly important because sometimes we enter relationships expecting another person to heal wounds they didn't create. Your partner can support your healing, but they cannot become your entire healing process. You have to take responsibility for your own growth. Part 19. The relationship you should build. So what does a lasting relationship look like? It looks like friendship. It looks like respect. It looks like laughter. It looks like honesty. It looks like accountability. It looks like difficult conversations. It looks like forgiveness. It looks like boundaries. It looks like compromise. It looks like emotional safety. It looks like to people who can say, we don't agree, but I still respect you. I'm upset, but I won't disrespect you. You hurt me, but I'm willing to talk about it. I made a mistake, and I'm willing to change. I love you, but I also respect myself. That is mature love. Final message: love that lasts. As we come to the end of this conversation, I want you to remember something. A lasting relationship isn't created by finding a perfect person. It is created by two imperfect people who are willing to do the work. You will disappoint each other sometimes. You will misunderstand each other. You will have difficult days. There will be moments when one person needs more patience. There will be moments when the other needs more understanding. You will change. Your circumstances will change. Your priorities may change. And your relationship will have to evolve with you. But if there is respect, if there is honesty, if there is trust, if there is communication, if there is accountability, if there is emotional safety, if there is willingness to grow, then you have something valuable. Don't measure the strength of your relationship only by how happy you are during good times. Look at how you treat each other during difficult times. That's where character is revealed. Anyone can be loving when everything is going well. The deeper question is, can you still be kind when you're angry? Can you still be honest when telling the truth is uncomfortable? Can you still respect each other when you disagree? Can you still choose the relationship when life becomes difficult? Can you apologize without being forced? Can you forgive without keeping score? Can you grow without demanding that your partner remain exactly who they were when you met? Because real love isn't about freezing someone in time. Real love allows people to grow. And sometimes the most beautiful thing people can say to each other is, I see who you are becoming, and I am willing to grow with you. So, if you're currently in a relationship, don't wait until there is a crisis before you start appreciating your partner. Tell them you appreciate them. Ask how they're doing. Listen. Put the phone away. Look into their eyes. Have the difficult conversation. Apologize when you're wrong. Forgive when forgiveness is appropriate. Set boundaries when boundaries are necessary. And don't take consistent love for granted. If you're single, don't rush into a relationship simply because you're afraid of being alone. Use this season to understand yourself. Heal. Grow. Learn what healthy love looks like. And when you eventually meet someone, Don't only ask, do they make my heart beat faster? Ask, do they make my life healthier? Do we respect each other? Can we communicate? Can we trust each other? Can we grow together? Can we build together? Can we disagree without destroying each other? Can we create emotional safety? Because attraction may bring two people together, but character keeps them together. Chemistry may start a relationship, but compatibility sustains it. Love may open the door, but trust, respect, communication, and emotional maturity are what allow two people to remain inside. And finally, remember this: don't just look for someone who loves you. Become someone who knows how to love. Don't just look for someone who understands you. Learn how to understand. Don't just demand respect. Give respect. Don't just ask for honesty. Be honest. Don't just expect forgiveness. Learn how to apologize. And don't just ask whether your relationship can last. Ask what both of you are willing to do to make it last. Because a beautiful relationship is not something you simply find. It is something you build, one conversation at a time. One honest apology at a time, one act of kindness at a time, one difficult conversation at a time, one promise kept at a time, one day at a time. And perhaps that is what real love has always been. Not perfection, not constant excitement, not a life without problems, but to people looking at each other through every season of life and saying, we may not have everything figured out, but we're willing to keep choosing each other, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building. That is love. That is emotional maturity. That is trust. And that is how you build a relationship that actually lasts. Thank you for listening. And if this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because sometimes one conversation can change the way someone sees love forever.